All right, good morning, all iLive listeners, iLive Nation. We're here with Karmiel Lorenzo. She's a fitness expert in the Toronto region. She comes from the Dominican Republic, and she's had some opportunities in the entertainment industry. She's a Zumba specialist. She's a professional dancer, and we're gonna learn a lot about her experience and her journey. Karmiel, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show. Karmiel, you know, we've been in the industry forever, and I know you are a personal trainer, and
Yeah.
I wanted to bring you on the show to get your insight on a lot of different areas of fitness and health, and give these listeners an idea of, you know, not only what to do, but getting a different perspective based on your journey. So you grew up in Dominican Republic. How was that?
That was great. Yes, I was born and raised in the Dominican Republic. I came to Canada 11 years ago. Both of my parents are from the Dominican. My family is back home. So yeah, it's a beautiful country. I moved here by myself. So it's been good so far.
What's the culture like for fitness in the Dominican? I know you didn't spend a lot of time there focusing on fitness, but from what you know, what is it like? I always try to get an idea of what people are, you know, exposed to as children towards fitness. What was it like?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Right now, the fitness industry is expanding, and I think it's expanding everywhere. But back home, for what I remember when I used to be there, it was growing, but basically in the Dominican, when I was a child, the exercise we get is like playing outside.
Mm-hmm.
So like riding a bike, rollerblading, playing like just high insect. You just have to run. So it was basically a lot of outdoors activities. That was basically most of the exercise we'll get as a child.
What was the earliest age where you found the passion for fitness? Where was that, you think, and what were you doing?
Passion for fitness specifically, I used to play a lot of not like sports. I was never a sport girl. I tried, but I wasn't good at it.
Yeah.
But for fitness, I think it was like 13 years old.
Okay.
I was 13.
What kinds of things were you doing that got you going in that department?
Sorry?
What kind of activities were you doing that got you excited about fitness, or what did you pursue after you got the passion?
Yeah, I started going to aerobic classes at a gym that was near me. So I started there. And
in the Dominican?
Yeah, in the Dominican Republic. It was a small gym.
What kind of classes?
Like, you know, those aerobic classes, you get pumped up with the steps.
They had music going and everything?
What's up?
They had music going and everything?
Oh yeah, the music was so good. You gotta have music.
So were you drawn to the group fitness aspect because of the music and the dancing? And I know you're a passionate dancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
For group classes, I think so. I like the energy of the people. I'm like, you know, I find it's a lot more fun. You have a community around you. And like it makes it it's more dynamic. It's more dynamic. Yeah. But it definitely depends on what your goals are, etc.
Do you find people get more motivated for like group fitness as opposed to, you know, working out individually? At least when you were coming up, did you see that more amongst a lot of the girlfriends or even people that you associated with? What was some of the things that you were exposed to as far as the people around you, as their approach?
Yes, big time. Big time. Most of the people that I know, students, they prefer group classes or where they find like a support community. I think it's just for the motivation, especially when you're like starting out, you don't want to feel alone. You feel like a little embarrassed, you feel like a little self-conscious. So just having that community around you, that like everybody's doing the same thing and you don't feel alone, that really helps.
What was some of your fitness goals when you were getting started? Like, if you could remember. It wasn't so fun.
What's that? Can you repeat?
Yes. your fitness goals when you first started getting into fitness, when you joined that group fitness class? What do you
Yeah.
remember on your mind as far as motivating you to continue?
Yeah, well, when it started when I was like 13, my fitness goal was like I just wanted to be skinny. You
Mm.
know, that was the goal. Back then, you know, being slim, that was the thing. That was
Mm.
the head. So I needed to get there as soon as possible. And I don't have like a fast metabolism. So I was always conscious about it. So I was able to do anything possible to get there. So I think that was my main goal, to look good.
What did you have any idea on, how to diet, how to choose the right foods at that time, or nothing, right? I know you're like,
No, no.
right? We just eat what they put in front of us, right? So
Yeah.
when did you start to get in the gym environment and start to really hone in on weight training?
Gym environment. Well, like after doing like aerobic classes, that was at a gym. So I
Mm-hmm.
have like the equipment there. So it kind of motivates me like after like a few months that I took like aerobic classes, then I pass on to having a personal trainer and like getting like toner. So that was my main goal, like to get toned.
Mm-hmm.
So it was basically just to look good. You know, when you're young, that's all you think about.
So
And for me,
how did you get that to that decision that, you know what, maybe I should get someone that knows a little bit more to instruct me? How did you get involved with that?
that's a good question because like is no, it represents a lot of people. I find my reason why I find somebody is because I was scared of the
Mm,
weights. You know, it looks so scary because when you don't know what to do with it, it's
mhm.
so like, and that's why when I train women's, like I empathize with them, you know, and I
Yeah,
show them. So like I understand where they come from because I was there too. Yeah, it's just scary. It's a scary room. It's just like full of like bars and heavy stuff. And back then, like not a lot of women used to like train hard. So now it's like we're getting, you know, we're understanding. But before it was mostly men. So you see all
yeah,
these big men just training. You're like the only girl there and you don't know what to do. So
that's what I'm saying. So you're a female, you get into the gym. Uh, what are some of the fears and misconceptions right away for a lot of ladies that, first come into a gym environment?
um there's a lot of misconception, but I think with education and with everything now, like things are opening up. I think
Hmm.
one of the big misconception is that we're gonna get like men or we're gonna look like men.
Or they're going to
Like
end up,
training with weights.
right? They're going
Sorry?
to, they fear that they're going to end up looking just as big as men are.
Exactly. And we want to be as muscular as they look. And that was my misconception too. Like
Mhm.
that's what I thought too. That's why I never, when I was younger, like I was never wanted to hit the weight, but then I understand like I needed to get toner. But I will always tell my trainer, I don't want to look like that.
So your first trainer was in the Dominican?
Yeah, it was in the Dominican.
Okay. And what was the initial conversation like? What did they explain to you that they were going to get started and move forward with?
I don't think there was a lot of explanation. I think we just went straight into the workout. I just told him. I think I just told him what I wanted. I wanted like toner legs, like toner body, and like slim arms and defined. Also, I want to add, I think also one of the misconceptions that women have about um, that it will look like, you know, all muscular by hitting the weights is because they also see like older women
Mm,
looking very muscular. I think that's a very valid point. But the education over here is just to, you know, it's just to bring the awareness that they train to have a certain amount of muscle in their body. It's not like because you're gonna hit the weight, you're gonna look all muscular. I just wanted to clear that up.
I find a lot of ladies have fear of size. They
Yeah,
don't want a lot of size, right?
yeah, of course.
Now, with a lot of your clients that do have that fear, what do you say to educate them? What is some of your conversations like to help them feel more at ease with the process?
Well, I need to educate them about nutrition because it all
Mhm.
comes down to the nutrition, what you're eating, it's everything what you put in your body. And basically the weights, like I explained, like the weight is gonna help you lose the fat and help you to get to your goals to like get toned. And yeah.
So you were with a personal trainer in the Dominican, so you had your first trainer. I'm sure you had many. So when did you, I know you made your pilgrimage to Vancouver to explore opportunities in the entertainment industry. What was that experience like? And what were some of the expectations from them, from you for your fitness? Like what were they expecting? And how did you approach that whole opportunity from a fitness standpoint?
Good. So back in Vancouver, they wanted me to look exactly as I look in the picture. Because like that's entertainment, right? When they submit you for a costume or any jobs, they are expecting for you to look the same way that you look in the picture, right? So I wasn't going to the gym as much. I was exercising, but not as much. So I kind of gained a little bit of weight. So that was a little bit like off balance because I wasn't looking exactly as the picture. So I needed to go back into exercising and hitting the weights again so I can look again as the picture. Like it's basically about looks because that's the entertainment industry.
That picture you're referring to, I would assume that was your best state coming from the trainer in Dominican Republic, correct?
Sorry?
That was the best photo you had from the training you had from that trainer in the Dominican Republic?
Yes and no, but like I think so. I was training with a trainer. Yeah, that time.
Yeah.
I saw that picture. Yes. I remember I had to go back in time. Yeah,
So
I saw the picture when I was training with a trainer. Like I was like good and cut. And then I come to Canada, like things are so different. Like even the weather affects your body. And I gained some weight and then you're not looking like that.
Vancouver now, and they're comparing this photo, but you were training with someone. I guess you would have to make a decision now. What were you going to do now moving forward? Because you're
exactly
this comparable. So what kinds of things were you thinking of? What did you do?
Oh my God, what did I do? I think I just exercised at home. I think I started watching videos. There was a gym in my building. Oh yes, I remember that. There was a gym in my building, so I started training there. And then because I felt I needed guidance. I needed guidance by the time I wasn't like a fitness instructor or anything. So I got a program. I got an online program actually. It sounds like I'm selling something, but I'm not because this is a reality.
We're hearing about you. This is great. I'd like to hear. You know what? I don't know. I know so many models.
Yeah.
And they talk about a lot of the restrictions and things that they can do to their body. So I'm very interested personally to hear your journey in the fitness and in the entertainment industry. But let's talk about some of the, I know there's some horror stories on some of the expectations they have.
Yes.
Right. And just love to hear your experience on that, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying like, it sounds like, but okay. So I got a program. I got the Insanity Workout. Have you ever heard the Insanity Workout function too?
Insanity.
Yeah. Yeah, so I got that program from like one of the first ones that he released, and then I got another one and another one. So it's like I was stressed, so I was good. So I got all my programs, and then I felt like I needed to get a muscle tone. So I got the body pump program online, and like they sent me the bars and all the stuff. So I was going down from my room upstairs all the way down. That was like on the 20th floor, all the way down to the gym with my bars in a box and my computer to do it in the gym. At 5, at 6 in the morning. So that was dedication.
So for the listeners, break down, what is the Insanity program? What kinds of things did they do for someone that's never heard of it?
Yeah, so the Insanity program is it's crazy. So it's a lot of cardio, it's a lot of interval training, it's a lot of circuit, it's a lot of fast movement, and there's very little rest. And it's all full body workouts. It's very calisthenic. Crunch onto the train. I love it. It's so fun.
So with the high intensity interval training, what out of all the different training programs you've used for your own body, would you say that's the most efficient method, high intensity interval training?
Efficient. I'm just trying to find like the right word. I think that's the right word. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, if you, especially when you're starting out and you want to get everything in, and you don't have much time, like basically takes, most of the interval training takes like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Some of them like now they're doing 15, 20 minutes. But it's basically a lot of repetitions, short amount of rest, and you work the full body. So you always keeping your heart rate up and you're burning a lot more fat and calories in a short amount of time. So efficiency, yeah, I think it's definitely one of the most efficient ones.
When you were working out, did you focus more on hitting all the muscles in the body, or did you kind of focus a little bit more on certain muscle groups due to the expectations in the industry?
I would say I was hitting yeah, my full body. It was my full body. Yeah.
What exercises were they doing, or were you doing at that time?
I was doing a lot of with the program, I was doing a lot of actually athletic movements, like jumps, squat, and yes, and burpees, and a lot of mountain climbers, and a lot of single leg stuff, and a lot of single leg jumps, and a lot of I don't know how's it called, but like there was a lot. It was very athletic, and we were hit like the full body. One day it was like back focus, but it's still using your full body.
What are your thoughts on plyometrics and high impact workouts? What are your thoughts on them?
Yeah, it was like kind of plyometric. Oh my God, how do you pronounce it again?
Plyometrics.
What he says. They're fun and they hit your full body. But one thing about it is that it's definitely not for everybody.
Yeah.
No, it's specific. It's more athletic in focus. I think if you want to also increase your cardio and stuff, that will help you too. Because there's a lot of range of motion, a lot of jumping. So if you have a bad knee or bad lower back, it's just not gonna be good for you. Back then I was like 19, 20 years old. Yeah.
Okay. When you left Dominican and you got to Vancouver, you started exercising in the Insanity program. Did you meet your goal, at least your visual goal of how you wanted to look?
I did later on. The only part that I couldn't get 100%, it was because I was also having a skin breakout. And I don't know why that happened, especially in that time, but I had to stop doing submission because my skin wasn't looking as good as it was required. So when I will go to an agent or to an audition, one of the agents told me like, how do you live with that? And that's when I stopped. It really, really creates something. But
so you're saying the exercise was hurting, the exercise was promoting like the skin issues, or was the exercise helping with the skin issues?
I can't tell really, because I was exercising, but it still like have a lot of breakouts in my face. I think it was hormonal. It was more hormonal. Yeah, I had like breakouts before, and I treated and everything. But as I wasn't treating it in Canada, because like it was very different. The treatment was a lot expensive, and I didn't have that coverage. I didn't do it. So I think because of that, it created this whole problem, and it made me stop doing auditions. But that was like after a year I started working there. Like I did some commercials and some short films and stuff. Then after that, I took a break.
So how, like in the entertainment industry, what are some of the conversations they have with people regarding their physical appearance? I've always been interested to find out the nitty gritty. how do they lay down the expectations for you? And are they supportive with getting you the support you need to reach your goals?
I didn't really get any support, but I think they expect you to look just as the way that you look in pictures.
That's it. Whatever
I
they
think
have.
that's it. It's like whatever you have, whatever you promote is what they're expecting you to have. I had my demo reel, which was like 2 years ago, and my body was like looking really good. But then I wasn't looking like that in reality. So they expect you to look like that to submit you. So basically in the entertainment industry, you really need to take care of yourself. Like you have a size and that's the size that you need to maintain if you want to get jobs and if you want to keep getting recognized, you know.
Is the focus more the size, or what if like, what am I trying to say? Do they care about the body fat percentage or the body composition and all that kind of stuff, or they just want the same size and the same composition that you had in the photos? That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. It's all about the image. It's all about how you look in camera. Because really, the people that you're recording with, they don't know those things. It's just like how it looks. If it looks that way, that's it. It doesn't matter what you do.
So after the Vancouver experience, how did you transition into being obviously a more knowledgeable person with workouts? And what was the step of your fitness journey?
Can you repeat the question again?
So after Vancouver, what was your next step in the fitness journey?
So after Vancouver, the last year being in Vancouver, I became a Zumba instructor.
Okay.
So I just went to a class. I wanted to try Zumba. Then I tried, and for some reason, like in that time, I was attending a dance group. So I was doing like performances and stuff. And like the girls will always tell me, "Oh, you'll be so good at Zumba." I'm like, "What's Zumba? What is Zumba?" Like, I don't know why everybody's telling me that. And they're like, "Oh, you'll be so good at Zumba. You should do it. You should do it." I'm like, "No, I don't think so." I never think of myself like leading a group. Like, I never thought that. And then I went to a class and I said, "Okay, let me just try it." And I had a feeling that the instructor will like come to me and like ask me, I don't know why, but that's what happened. And she asked me like, you should be a fitness instructor, like a summer instructor. I'm like, really? No. And then she got me into it, and that's how it began.
Carmiel, from a dancing standpoint and Zumba standpoint, how do you feel that is those activities are really beneficial for someone in their fitness goals? What are your thoughts?
So for Zumba is, I love Zumba, obviously. That's my first love in the fitness industry as a teacher. Is if you want to get your cardio, if you want to have fun, like it's an amazing workout. It's an amazing way to get into it as well. For some people that are like, not doing much and want something a lot more easy going, not too intimidating, I think Zumba is a really good way to start as well. There's a lot of dance involved, but like obviously the instructor lead you into it. And I think one thing takes to the other. So once you get your conditioning going, you will want to want more. And that's what happened with me. You will want to want more. You will want to get better, right? So maybe then you're gonna get like into a group class, into a resistance training class. And one thing doesn't replace the other.
Exactly.
I just put it out there, right? So Zumba is one part of fitness. It's cardio. It's fun. It's good for your spirit. You release tension, stress. You feel so good. You are happier because you're around people that are having fun. So one of the reasons why I include Zumba into my program is because, especially during these times, because it's so important. We need to keep our spirit up. And just bringing that energy, it will just help you to keep your spirit alive.
What muscle groups are really getting hit during the Zumba class?
There's a lot of arms variation. There's a lot of legs. There's a lot of like steps, stuff. So basically your full body is a lot of punches. So your core is getting, there's a lot of hip movement. So it's really great for mobility as well. I think that's one of the things I also recommend, like for mobility. It's amazing too. So if you want to get your cardio, your mobility there, your flexibility, your spirit up, yeah.
It's that class.
Sign you up.
That class seems to be very, very addictive. I see so many people jumping into that class, new people jumping into. Is the moves hard or are they easy to learn? Like, what's the concept in the class?
At the beginning, if you don't have any experience, you might find it a little bit hard. Like it really depends on where you are. Like you just go in with a mindset that you're gonna have fun and then you have the best time. Now if you feel a little intimidated and then you see all this movement, other variation, you might feel, you just gotta be open-minded. Like all my students started from the beginning and like we do a lot of signs to guide you. And it's not about like being a dancer or like getting everything like perfect. It's about having fun and just like, yeah.
Can someone only, I know you said, you can't replace it or, all forms of exercise should be joined together, but one just do Zumba and watch their diet and achieve their fitness goals?
One person can do Zumba and do a diet and achieve, depends on their fitness goals. It really depends on the fitness goals. Like, give me a fitness goal.
Well, some of the goals you always hear. I just want your original fitness goal back in the Dominican. You want to be slim. What's the realistic benefit from a muscular standpoint and a calorie burning standpoint when it comes to Zumba over, say, a 60-minute period?
Yeah, I'll definitely reach my goals. Yeah. For sure. So if my goal is to just be slim, nothing else, I would I would reach my goals. I will burn a bunch of calories. I will burn some fat too, a little bit. The only part is that you don't realize is that you also can lose lots of muscle. And that's where fitness take you to the next step, right?
There's a lot of calorie burning going in Zumba.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of calories going because it's always going and you don't realize it because you're dancing, right?
Are the teachers' styles different? I would imagine. Does every teacher have a different style when they bring it to Zumba?
Yeah, all of us. I think everybody has their unique style. And that just comes from your personality. Like everybody has a different personality and so your style is gonna be different too.
Now, I know that you're very interested in rollerblading.
Yeah, I was when I was little.
Let's talk about rollerblading and some other activities that, people overlook as far as great opportunities to burn calories that you've enjoyed over the years. And with toning, because I know skating really helps with the glutes and the quads.
Yes, I think it's amazing. It's an amazing idea, especially for now summer. I see a lot of people doing it down in Lakeshore. I live close by, so I see it. And it's convenient because you can get your rollerblading and just get to work if you want to. I see a lot of people doing that. I used to do that a lot when I was little, and I used to like compete with boys, and that was my
activity. Boys, did you win? Did you win?
I always win. That was my favorite thing. I'm kidding. I'm not.
So, the fascial mobility training.
Yes.
When did that start? How did you get interested in it? And let us know why it's important.
Yes. So fascial mobility is a full range of motion treatment. So I got into it about like 6-7 years ago when I was being a personal trainer in Fit Life. Basically, I tried out. It was a new treatment coming in. It's not so recognized. It's blowing out now. But back then when I did my course, it wasn't as recognized. So I got my course. I tried the treatment. I loved it. I felt alive. It's like you coming out of a shell. You
Yeah,
know,
what does it focus on? What is it? Is it a massage or is it like training? What?
no, it's a full range of motion treatment. So basically, the practitioner is
Hmm.
gonna help you with
Hmm.
assisting stretches. And fascia basically is the skin that you have under the skin.
Mm.
So it's that skin. Not everybody knows that, but that skin is attached to your whole body, right?
Okay. Mm.
So if there is a problem going on in your lower back, maybe it doesn't come from your lower back, maybe it comes from your leg or your
Yeah.
shoulders. So that's what fascial mobility does. So we assist the full body with range of
Hmm.
motion, and any pain or lack of mobility that you have is going to be open up
Okay.
by stretching another other parts of your body. So it's basically assisting a stretch with um, focus on the fascia specifically.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I would assume you get a lot of clients who have injuries
I
with that.
had, yes, not in the lockdown, but yeah.
So how do you, I mean, with your ability to stretch people out and really get to the areas of concern, how does it become a challenge when people are already coming in with a severe injury or, like a prolonged rehab?
It's actually beneficial rather than a challenge. It's more beneficial. When I was being a personal trainer at LA, that was one of the things I wanted to ring out because there's so many people I was having so many people with so many clients with injuries,
Mm.
and just for me to sit down and prescribe an exercise program where they were having pain and problems, and
Hmm.
every time they will move, every time they will do a movement, they will feel pain.
Yeah.
Like I needed to bring that, I needed to bring that service because I knew exactly what I needed. And just by assisting the pain first and releasing it from the body, because it's not going to always be with exercise. Sometimes you have a knock on your shoulder and it needs to be released. So until that knot is not released, your body is not gonna get the full benefits from the workout, and you're not gonna feel good. You're gonna feel more in pain because you're putting more stress to the stress.
Mm.
So basically, what fascial mobility and trigger point release does is that it takes away the pain or the problems that you already have, so your body can be free and you can move and then strengthen it again.
Okay. And what would be the difference, like, I guess, technically between stretching and, say, someone really massaging the muscle as far as the effects or the benefits?
Um, yeah, they're both goes hand in hand. They're not the same, and it doesn't replace one to the other.
Hmm.
It assisted. So for massage, it goes right into the tissue. It has it's more hands-on with pressure. So if your tissue is very tense and very hard, sometimes from all tension you can get very
That's
tough,
probably so. That's
right?
probably, how do you deal with those tough tissue people?
Yeah, there's also deep tissue massage or deep tissue or trigger point release. You gotta put an elbow on it
Oh.
to release it. So then after that is released, after that is a little softer, the tissue is a little softer, then you go into the stretch. So
Mhm.
that then you're gonna get the full benefits of the treatment.
Now, with the stretching and, say, obviously muscle building, do you recommend one before the other at the same time, space between? What is your recommendation as far as having the stretching and the muscle building component in your schedule? How would that work for you?
It really depends on what the issue is and what the goals are. If you are a client who has lots of tension and a lot of lack of mobility, by you coming into the workout first or just training, you're not gonna get the full benefits from training because there is so many other things that needs to be like, for example, your shoulders need to be open up so you can get a full range of motion. your lower back might need to release a knot. So when you go into the squat rack, you don't have pain, right? So it depends on where you are, but I find like if you are, let's say, a common client who has pain, let's say, let's get into the stretch first. It's going to your point, you're gonna feel amazing. After, you're gonna have the best workout ever.
Do you include dynamic stretching with your stretching? Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on dynamic stretching? I know a lot of athletes use it. I personally like it. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's a really good way to warm up without you like doing lots of jumping jacks and other movements like that. But it really open up, it helps you with your mobility, it warm up your body a little bit, and it helps you to have a better workout. Okay.
And I know I really want to ask you about nutrition because I know how you eat very clean. So what are your thoughts? We all try. I
try.
Good intentions.
I'm not a nutritionist, by the way, so here's a question.
No, just your opinion. What is your opinion on people trying to obviously, restrict calories? And I'm sure at some point you've tried to restrict calories and things like that. What is your approach to restricting calories and the kinds of foods you choose to make sure that you can get that done? So at least that can assist with reducing body fat percentage.
Yeah, for restrict calories, I'm someone that I don't do like count calories myself. I just watch what I eat in the amount. But for somebody who is very serious about losing weight, you definitely want to eat a lot less, and burn more calories. And how do you say that?
What's your diet like?
I was getting to the science of it, but I just lost it. Okay, so what I recommend to my clients, I just want to go there. What I recommend to my clients is just trying to focus on increasing your metabolism. So how do you do that? One of the easiest way to do that is to eat in a small amount of meals throughout the day. Yeah. So for example, if you're having your breakfast and you're having a full plate, I recommend that you do half and do 2 or 3 hours after you do the other half. So that will give your stomach and your system a lot more time to digest and give you actually the right amount of food, and you're not putting extra so it doesn't store as fat. So it will help you digest it better, and it will help you accelerate your metabolism. So that's what I recommend. I don't do anything else in terms of nutrition with my clients because I'm not a nutritionist, but I give advice into decreasing your sugar intake and the fast food, and always opting for natural food and ground food, food that comes from the ground, like potatoes and sweet potatoes and plantain. That's my thing.
You avoid sugar and salt at any opportunity, I'm assuming, right?
Sometimes, yeah, I do indulge in the weekend, but during the week, I find having a routine is really important because it creates autopilot, habits. In the week, you're a little more strict. You have more things to do. You kind of get busy, so you don't have to think about sweets and things like that. On the weekend, you're more free, so you have more time to think about those things. So you kind of have fun. But yeah, so during the weekend, I do indulge sometimes, but during the week, I try to not have as much sugar, just probably on my coffee. If I'm gonna do sugar, I'm gonna do like brown sugar or coconut sugar or honey. Yeah.
How many meals do you usually eat a day, you think? Or do you?
Yeah, about four. About 4. 5.
You have 4 small meals spaced out 2 hours kind of thing?
Yeah. I need to eat a lot. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on fasting, intermittent fasting, long-term fasting? What are your thoughts on that?
No thoughts on it.
No thoughts.
No, I will need to go a lot deeper into it. I do my opinion into for women's what I believe is that it can affect your hormonal system and your hormones and like the way I don't think I think it works different for everybody, or for myself I will just like eat a small meals and I wouldn't mess up with my hormones.
Have you tried it? Like,
What's that?
did you ever try intermittent fasting at any point?
I think I tried once. I think I did. It just like the first days are very hard. And
Brutal.
I can't handle not having food.
Did you go for a full day fast, or did you go for like intermittent? So like,
It was
just,
like half day.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. So with your first time getting into the industry as a trainer, what was that like? And why did you decide to get involved as a trainer? Because you're already, if we look at the Carmiel timeline here, you were doing the Zumba training. You got really excited. And what transitioned you into personal training?
I think it was just the desire of exploring more. Like I already explored Zumba. Okay, that's cool. Like it gave me good results in terms of having fun. I have a good cardio. But what else can I give to people? What else can I be better at? How can I help people better? So that was my mindset. And it just happened. It just happened that I got the opportunity to do so. Like I was thinking about it, but I wasn't sure. I was super scared because for me at the beginning, it was like, I have somebody there that I can train, or, I can give them a good life, or I cannot give them. For me, I take it very seriously. The life of a person, to give them, taking care of their health. So for me, that was very important. And I was like shaky nervous, but it wasn't as bad as I thought.
So you got involved with training and your first couple clients. What was some of the things you learned, funny, crazy, whatever, that you learned about training people and some of the things they bring to the table as you're training them?
One of the fun things?
Funny things and things that you started to realize. It might have changed your whole outlook towards helping people, but some of their fears. What are some of the things that you kind of shot up in your face right away as you started training people?
I didn't think about that one, but I think I was more nervous about everything, like more than anything, like than what I really wanted. I was like, I was so just focused like to deliver a good service and deliver what they wanted. But yeah, now that you mention it, it comes to my mind that there was a lot of there was a lot of clients that wanted to have a specific physique, but then they were not eating, the right foods.
Because that's what I want to get into. Okay, so some of the expectations of these clients based on what they're doing, and the delusional clients, and just talk about some of the things you've seen to help a lot of the people, because there's a lot of listeners right now and they're wondering, should I get a trainer? What's expected? How many days a week? Should I just work out with a trainer once a week and do nothing on my own? What are some of the things that you kind of witnessed that you just mind-boggling?
Yeah. One of the biggest ones is that is the pressure that you have as a trainer, that you are the one who's gonna deliver all the results, and this is how they want to look, and this is where they want to get, and they're responsible to do that. And it's absolutely not like that. A trainer is only there to guide you, right? And it's up to you if you follow the steps and if you get disciplined and to get to your results. But if you just come once a week or 2 times a week to the gym and you have a specific goals and go home and eat a cake, it's just not going to happen.
Do you find like a lot of trainers, they're almost behind the 8 ball when they take on a customer, because you can only train the customer for that hour. The customer is holding you accountable for how the body looks when the trainer's not even working with you. What kinds of conversations and things do you do to help clients understand that this journey is really 90% on them.
Yeah, it's just I have to have a lot of conversations, but I think it's adapting an active lifestyle. Just like motivated them to maybe like take the stairs instead of the elevator, like little things like that. Like go for a walk on the weekend, try to stay active, ride your bike when you can, for your cardio. Like that was always like my first conversation. Like what are you doing? Like I have to ask this question just to make sure that they're moving, and then I just like sitting and then come into the gym for an hour and then leaving.
How do you encourage people to do more activities with their life, do more steps, walk more on top of their training? Because their perception is, well, I'm paying you this amount of money twice a week. That should be enough. Like, really, how do you motivate people to think outside the box and expand their lifestyle as far as their habits towards activities?
Yeah, well, I mean, I asked like, what do you like to do? What are things that motivates you? What are things that you enjoy to do? Because I need to look into those things so it's sustainable rather than temporary. Because they can do something that I tell them to do and that they don't enjoy it for a week or two, but then they're gonna go back to their old lifestyle. So it's basically finding things that you enjoy doing and just like try to adapt to those things. And like I always recommend just write it down in a note, reminders. That's what I use for myself because I forget. A lot of people forget. So just put it on a note. If keeping an appointment help you, then keep an appointment for anything, like eat at 2 p.m., eat salad. That's basically what I do for myself, to keep me accountable. Sorry?
I said there's apps for creating a schedule.
Yeah, exactly, too.
That's crazy. So as far as, in your opinion, because you've done group fitness, Zumba instructor, and person, what do you enjoy the most? What and why?
What do I enjoy the most? I can choose. That's why I do it all. That's why I try to explore fitness in all areas. But to be honest, like my first love will always be Zumba. It was my first love. It's fun, people enjoy it, people are happy. I love to see people happy. So I think that's the reason why I do it.
Do you find there's a better energy with more people working out together as opposed to just like say one-on-one?
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Because I know you're big into the community, you're big into creating social circles around you through fitness. What is that experience like, and what have you seen come of that?
Be more specific.
So how has the group fitness experience from a teacher standpoint?
Okay.
How have you seen that grow amongst the people that you're working with, their growth with the group fitness? How have you seen that as opposed to say one-on-one? What are the two, like, what's the difference?
Yes, they definitely get more involved. I find that in group fitness and like in small groups, anything that has like community around, they want to be more involved. They want to be more involved and do more of that or try other things, and they become friends. Like most of my group, they're friends. They talk to each other. And when right now I'm doing online. It's always like they're checking with each other, and it's kind of cool because like they now they know each other, and like, oh, did you try this class? So like then it becomes a relationship. But again, it's like one thing doesn't replace the other. I find like if you have very specific goals and there is a specific need to you, definitely personal training will be best for you. But if you want to be around people and around a community and feel supported, then group fitness will be best for you.
And as a good mix of the activities, if you had to give your input on how many days one should spend really focusing on isolating or working on their muscle structure, and of course, then how many days they should go into a Zumba class in a 6-day week or something like that with a rest day, what would be your recommendation for someone who's looking to tone up, but they just kind of don't know how many days they should devote towards strength training and how many days if they can't do both in the same day, of course, what would be your recommendation, or what are your thoughts on that?
If they can do both in the same day, I would say.
If they can't do both.
They can't, or they can.
They cannot.
Oh, they cannot. Okay. I would say focus more on strength training. Like, for example, if you're doing 5 days a week, let's say, for example, I would suggest that you do 3 times a week strength training and 2 times a week Zumba or type of cardio. Yeah, this is how it's gonna help you to get your goals a lot better. The thing with Zumba and a lot of cardio is that yes, you're burning a lot of fat and a lot of calories, but at the same time, when it's a very long, prolonged amount of time, you can also lose muscle, which is gonna help you lose more fat at the end of the day, and it's gonna give you the physique and the strength that you need.
Now, do you see some people that might not have the strength they need to actually carry out the full Zumba class?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And as far as like, have you seen anybody get injured, not because of Zumba, but because of their lack of strength in the joints that they're potentially could get injured?
Yeah, I've seen a few cases, not many, but yes, it does happen. When you have a stronger body, when you have muscle in your body, you're able to retain a lot more activities. Not per se anything. It can be dancing, it can be just being around the house, it can be just going to the grocery store. Like, I see the difference big time. Like, I always try to relate to clients and how they feel, and I see myself when I don't do upper body, how I'm struggling with my bags from the grocery store. So it really reflects on everything you do in a daily life.
From a preventative measure, can you look at someone as an instructor and kind of give them an idea of how long they should do the class for, based on, I mean, it's just assessing them from a visual standpoint? Obviously, you're not a wall test and an average, you know what I mean? Can you look at someone and kind of get an idea, you know what, I don't think you should be going full 60. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, for preventing injuries? Because I've seen those Zumba classes, they look violent from a dancing. I mean, and the movement and stuff like that. So we start talking about people who are, I don't want to start naming numbers as far as age, because you know, the body could deteriorate at a very early age if it's sedentary. So what are your thoughts on that?
It really is going to depend on how your intensity is. Like, if you're going full out, if you tell me, listen, I'm going to go to this in my class, I'm going to go full out, I want to tell you, if I feel like there's not that much of a capacity to do the whole class and it's going to harm you more than good, I would say just do half. Now, if you're somebody who's starting out and we're just going to kind of pick up steps and do 1, 2, you can do the full class, because your intensity is not going to be as high as instructor, obviously, or you're not going to be, you know, your intensity is not going to be high in general. So you can do the full class.
That's it. And you just tell them, and just for preventative measures. That's great.
Yeah.
So we don't have too much time left, Carmiel, but I do want to ask you, just based on your experience in the industry, what are some of the new concepts that you like? I know a lot of people, because of the pandemic, are taking advantage of band training, and a lot of alternative training. What are some of the new training techniques that you're seeing that you really like right now?
New training techniques. I wouldn't say I see new.
It's not.
I see more like what's been there to be in use more now, like home workouts, HIIT workout, full body workouts. I do like a lot of HIIT, you know, so it's basically your full body, you're working with resistance, and you do it at home. And there is so many like creative way to get like more resistant with things in your house, with a couch, with a laundry bottom, you know, like there's so many ways now. And so it's getting very creative and it's fun. Even with a sock, like you can get such a good like single lunges with just a sock, you know, you just put a sock and just slide. So yeah.
So Carmen, your website, workanddance.com. Tell us about it. When did it start? And what are you looking to achieve from it?
Yeah, so work and dance, I name it that way because it kind of represents what my program is, which is Zumba and also workout, which is a combination of both worlds. And what I'm trying to achieve is achieve the community, you know, like reach the community. This is basically the program is for beginners, intermediate. It's not really for advanced members. But definitely anybody can do it. You know, anybody can do Zumba, anybody can do a HIIT workout. But what I'm trying to achieve is just getting the community to move and to stay healthy. And even though they're at home, they can get a workout done. And you have the live classes and you also have the recording classes. So there's no excuse that you don't have time. And they're just like 30 minutes.
And you have your online classes as well, right?
Yes.
All the people listening in the UK and the Caribbean, they could all jump on if they want.
Anybody can join. Yeah.
That's great.
The beauty of the internet.
So as a last words to a lot of these listeners in the pandemic, a lot of people stressed out. What's your advice? What's your recommendation?
To stay active.
To stay active?
Yeah.
What else?
Well, I mean, those are very difficult times, very unpredictable. So I think in these times we do what we can. And the best thing that we can do right now is to take care of ourselves, to take care of our mind, to take care of our spirit, and to take care of our body. And I said all those three things because one thing doesn't replace the other. You can go and work out, and then there's so many things going on in your mind. And if you don't take a little time for yourself to stretch, to breathe, to do a little meditation, you know, it all goes hands by hand. So I think what we can do right now is just to, you know, take care of ourselves. So yeah.
That's great. Thank you so much, Karmiel Lorenzo. Everybody,
thank you for having me.
Her website is workanddance.com. Check it out. And again, thanks, Karmiel, for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mike. That was fun.
All right. Take care, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.